Okay, today I want to talk to you about finding the area of a triangle. The formula that you're going to use for finding the area of a triangle is A equals 1/2 base times height. It'd be better if you could see it, right? You can also know that when you're multiplying by 1/2, it's the same as dividing by 2. So you could use area equals base times height divided by 2. It means the same thing. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to draw a triangle, any kind of triangle, and we're going to find the area of it. I hope everybody had a great weekend. The first thing we're going to do is we need to understand that the base of a triangle is the side that we consider the base is always perpendicular to the height. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. The height is always perpendicular to the base. Ooh, okay, glad I caught that. So here we have, we're going to round to the nearest whole number. So in centimeters, that's really about 6.5. But I'm just going to say we're going to round it to the nearest whole number. And so we're going to round to 6.5 to 7. And we're going to say that that base is 7 centimeters. And then the height is, it's 4 5/10. And we're going to round that to 5. Okay. So, now that we have identified our base and our height, we can plug in our information into our formula. And so we know that it's going to be 1/2. The base, we're using the whole number, it's going to be 7. And the height is going to be 5. Okay. Now, if we have 1/2 times 7 times 5, we can, because it's all multiplication, our rule that tells us our property of, oh my goodness, I can't think. Our commutative property for multiplication, where you can multiply in any order, allows us to be able to multiply 7 times 5, which is 35. And then we could just take half of 35, right? That's the same thing as dividing by 2. So I'm going to go over to the side. Because 35 is not an even number, I know that 2 is not going to divide equally into it. So I'm going to have a fraction or a decimal answer. Subtract that, bring down the 5. 2 goes into 15. 7 times, which is 14, with 1 left over. So our answer would be 17 1/2. Or if you put your decimal and continue to divide, you could have 17 5/10. And this is centimeters squared. So area is always measured in square units because it's length times height, base times width, or base times height. And so it's two-dimensional. So if it's saying that the area is 17 5/10 centimeters squared, that means if we wanted to cover this surface completely, we would need 17.5 centimeters or 17.5 squares that are 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. Okay. Now we're going to go back and we're going to do the same problem, but we're going to use the exact measurements. We're going to use the decimal measurements. So it'll be 1/2 times our base is 6 5/10. Our height is 4 5/10. And so we're going to need to multiply that 6 5/10 and the 4 5/10, right? 5 times 5 would be 25. Carry the 2. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 2 would be 32. Put your placeholder. You can cross off your 5. Multiply 4 times 5, which would be 20. Carry your 2. And 6 times 4 is 24, 25, 26. Because we had that 2 we had to add in. Now you're going to add That's going to be 5, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we had 2 decimal places. So that means that we're going to have 2 decimal places in our answer. 1, 2. You always start from the right. So we would put 29.25. Of course, this is not a very pretty problem because I made it up. Y'all know how that goes. So now we've got to find out what 1/2 of 29 and 2500 is. Okay. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to divide 2 into 29 and 2500. So you know you always bring your decimal up into the quotient. 2 goes into 2 1 time. Bring down your 9. 2 goes into 9 4 times, which is 8. Subtract. Bring down the 2. That's going to be 6, which is 12. Bring down the 5, which is going to be 2, which would be 4. Ooh, I went off the board. And that would be 1 left over, right? And so we would add a 0. So that's going to be 10. So 2 goes into 10 5 times, which is 10. Oh, my board, I ran out of space. So our answer is 14 and 625 thousandths centimeters squared. I bet you probably like the one where it was rounded to the nearest whole number better. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and give you your thinking steps, okay? Step 1, write your formula. Step 2, identify or locate the base and height. Step 3, plug into the formula. If this video is too fast for you, the beauty of the videos is that you can stop, pause, rewatch, whatever you need to do. Plug into the formula, and then you're going to solve, and then label your answer. Okay. I am going to do some more examples, but I just wanted to go ahead and get this up for you. And I will put some more up a little bit later. Okay, hope you are doing well.